Hi, everybody. This is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Tuesday, October 15th, 2024. So we finally saw the Bears wake up today, and it kind of was a little tricky because I kind of thought it was just going to be like a dull day, and I was kind of anticipating that tomorrow was going to be the day, or even Thursday when they're going to start pulling the rug out, for the main reason, the VIX volatility would be, the options would be expiring tomorrow, and it takes away a lot of the positive gamma that's there. So anyway, they brought it down today. I'm not really quite sure what the rhyme or reason was. I know there's some news out on NVIDIA this morning, and that had it kind of trading it lower, and by the time after the first hour of trading, all of them, all in the Fab 7 or 8, whatever it is, were getting pummeled on it. So that was bringing the NASDAQ down. And the NASDAQ is what brought up the S&P. So if that goes down, it's going to bring the S&P down harder. The strange thing to me today was the Russell 2000. That was up today. I was kind of floored on that. But you know what that tells me? It's your retail traders going after the bottom of the barrel, and that usually happens at we make an important top. Is that they're going to pick the weakest index because it hasn't made it to new highs, and before you know it, they're buying it, and that thing is breaking down. But in any case, so I took a condor up here because this, like I said, this move surprised me, the distance of it. But we were right in this area here. It was pretty close to the highs on it, and I wrote the 5900, 5910, and then bought the 5815 and 5805. So this is when we were up here. I didn't think there was any chance that we were breaking through this support, breaking through these expansion bars, and then coming down. But they did, and anybody who took the trade and didn't put a stop in, they sweated it out pretty good at the end because it really got back inside our bracket within the last. It was seconds left in the day, but it ended up, if they held it, they're going to look at their account and it's they're going to collect the whole premium. I put my stop, I put it way above where I normally do. And this is the reason I had to run out. And I didn't want to leave it open on the downside. And I didn't want to have that tight stop that I normally do with the condor trades where it makes it risk zero. And so it took me out. Even my raise stopped. So I took a little bit of a hit today. It was my own self mistake. I should have realized that the condor was not going to work. It was just started to pick up steam. But in any case, what I want to explain is this right here. These are your expansion bars. So let me move this down here. So you can see right here where we started kind of just like shooting up. This is an expansion bar on it. And what happens is typically we come back and we retrace these and then either bounce up and maybe go to one of these expansion bars and then come back down again. It's tough to say. We have some bullish divergences on the 15-minute chart. Pretty oversold on the 15, and we're pretty oversold on the hourly. So tomorrow I'm going to say it's a little bit of a toss-up, but this market could turn negative at any time. And, as I've been saying, I don't know if it's just experience being in, the market for so long, but, back in the 2007 and 8 bubble, the housing bubble, I can't remember their actual names of these mortgage companies, but I was telling people I'm like short every penny you have on them because they're not going to be in business. And it was they were these this is when they had the mortgage-backed securities, and the actual mortgage companies or the banks didn't really care because they were bundling these things up and then selling them to some sucker, and they lost all their money on it. But the thing is that, I saw this, and the crazy part is my roommate from college worked for JP Morgan and was in the think tank room creating these mortgage-backed securities. So we both said to each other, and this was right before the whole thing crashed, we're like, man, we need to sell our house right now and just wait a year or two and buy it back. And obviously, neither one of us did it. But the thing is that the house that I bought in 2000, and now we're talking in 2008, was up with something like almost like 400%. So it was unsustainable, and I wish I did sell it. I'd probably be retired right now if they're buying it back at a fraction of what the cost was. But in any case, people ignored that stuff. They didn't. Oh, that's not going to hit home. Nothing's going to happen. And I kind of saw it before. And like I said, I'm hope I'm dead wrong on this one. I just don't have a good feeling come the elections. I don't know what is going to happen, but I just don't have a good feeling about it. And the fact that the market's just ignoring everything with, if anything, if they just went sideways, I'd be like, all right, that makes sense. But to blast it up the way they've been doing it, and as I explained in the morning notes with, one of the reasons that I read was because Trump's moving ahead in the betting polls, and that's really the best polling system there is out there. But it's there's people that do not want him in office, and I'm talking some pretty powerful people. So one way or another, even if he wins, they're going to try to keep him out. But I hope it never happens because obviously we'll have a civil war going. But in any case, hopefully it goes well. Everything, there's no hitch, and we go from there. So let's talk support. This is the right here, 57.92. We had some support here. It held it. We had bullish divergences. So if we bounce, what I would be looking for is really you want to do a retracement on this and say, all right, if you're going to look to short, then what you want to do, whoops, sorry. There we go. So what you want to do is you want to look to short in one of these areas here, anywhere from the 58.46. Even you could even go to the 50% right here. So this would be your ideal like shorting spot, and especially if it got up here, because then you get to put your stop here, or just keep building a position up here. And like I said, I think that after this week, with volatility is going to kick in. But in any case, you don't want to be jumping. I don't jump in when the market's moving this fast. I do not jump in, and you can see these expansion bars. Basically, they're each one of them was closing near the lows or at the lows. So these usually retrace, and you can see. So that falls right, and it actually goes from the 50% up to the 72. So anywhere up in this area, I think makes sense, and then you just simply put your stop up here, or like I said, you wait for 59 to 100 come, and you short, you build a longer term short position. But I think this just running wild and higher. I think there's reality is going to kick in pretty soon, and I was expecting it to happen tomorrow, but it happened today. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.